Hello everyone, welcome back. This is all from BellyDance studio, and today we are going to learn Taxim with arm undulations. These are two different steps, but usually Taxim goes with arm undulations. It's beautiful. Arm undulations is basically the movement of our arms. It's very flowy. It's like it gives us the feeling of waves moving or the snake moving in your arms. So I'm gonna explain it to you. Let me just go back a little bit right here. So what we want to create is this optical illusion of flowiness, softness, drama, right? So I'm gonna explain it to you. So let's start with the right arm. Usually, when you learn this movement, they tell you to start moving the shoulder. But I want to tell you something about it. When you start moving the shoulder, you usually do this. And we don't want to shrink the shoulders, right? So I would like to explain it in a different way. The way that it worked for me is like start with the elbow. So this way you keep the shoulder in place without doing this, okay? So if you start with the elbow, it's gonna look like this, okay? Also, I was told to rotate the shoulder, which didn't make sense to me because I'm very visual. So I wanted to rotate the shoulder, but I was shrinking it instead. So when you lift the elbow first, the rotation happens automatically. So we want to create this beautiful movement, okay? The arm undulations can be very small or they can be very dramatic and huge. The only thing that we want to avoid is to go down. So we're gonna keep our arms in tabletop position, up. So let's go back to the movement of the arm. Once you lift your elbow, now you lift your wrist, and then the rest of your hand and your fingers, and you wanna keep these beautiful, elegant fingers. So the wave is coming from your elbow, your wrist, to the tip of your fingers. So make sure that you finish the movement all the way in the tip of your fingers, so it's going to be very elegant. Also, we don't want to do this. So I like to mention as an example, ballet dancers, they look very flowy, almost like if they were flying. And if you pay attention and you look very close, you're going to realize that they are shaking. Their arms and their legs are shaking because they are putting a lot of strength into the movement. But for the audience, they give us this perception of easiness, flowiness, and we want to do the same with our arm undulations. So I'm gonna do it with both arms. So you're gonna see that I barely move my shoulders, because if I move my shoulders, I'm gonna do this. So always your shoulders back down, and from here, there we go. Always start with the elbow. And I'm shaking. It's a lot of strength that I'm putting into the movement, but it creates this flowy and nice movement. Now I'm gonna do it all the way back so you can see my whole body. Remember, beautiful posture. Relaxed. Relax your shoulders, chin up, and from here, remember that you can do it very big and dramatic, or you can do it short and beautiful. So look at this and look now at this. Here I'm not putting any strength into the movement. I'm just waving my arms. So I'm gonna do it facing away. Nice. Now let's talk about Taxim. Taxim is one of the basic steps of ATS, and it's about moving our hips in this vertical 8 shape. Also, it's called in other belly dance styles, it's called figure 8, reverse Maya. So it has multiple names, but we are talking about the same step. Usually, I like to put as an example to my in-person students in the class that imagine that you are trapped into 2 walls, so you cannot move your hips front and back, so you cannot twist them, you cannot rotate them. The only thing that you can do is move the hips side to side. So your hips are trapped, you are in performance angle. Beautiful. Center your hips, shoulders back, down, chin up. So from here, I want you to imagine that you are waiting in the line in the supermarket. I don't know. So just imagine that you're waiting and you're tired. So you're gonna put all the weight of your body into the left side. Now change to the right side. Again, left, right. So when I say this, I want you to imagine that you are in this beautiful center. You have a line dividing your body, so you want to keep that line. You don't want to lean sideways. Switch. So try to do it very deep. Let me just tuck my top so you can see it. So I want you to do it very deep without moving your shoulders. Your shoulders are in this beautiful parallel line to the floor. Switch. Switch. And switch. Now, to go into the beautiful curve all the way up and center, what we're going to do is bring my right hip up using my oblique, my right oblique, same side, all the way up. Pull in to come back to the center. Now left is ready to go from down all the way up and come back to the center. Let me just, so you can see. Here, I'm gonna start with the right side. Squeeze your oblique and use it to bring your hip all the way down, up, sorry, and the left one. So what is happening with my feet? My feet are parallel, very close to each other, and my knees are soft, my hips are centered. This is the posture that I'm going to do for Taxim. Usually we don't do Taxim in profile because you cannot see anything. Right now I'm doing it and you cannot see it. That's why we always do Taxim in performance angle. So I'm gonna ask you to bring your hands into performance position, and from here you're going to start always with the right side. Left. So when you're starting, I'm bringing the hip all the way up with your oblique. I want you to imagine that the weight of your body is into the edge of your right foot. Actually, I'm gonna over exaggerate it so you can see it. Now to the left. So the weight of my body is on my heels and it's traveling to the edge of my feet depending on the side I'm going to. Also, make sure that your shoulders don't change or don't lean. And when I'm doing the movement, this happens naturally. I'm gonna do a diagonal line with my body, but you don't worry about it. It just happens. So as I mentioned before, make sure that you are not twisting. So we don't want to do this. This is another movement. It's a horizontal figure eight that we do on belly dance cabaret style. So, but we're not doing that right now. So make sure that you are doing just a vertical figure eight. How do you know if you're doing it right? Because you can feel it in your obliques and you can notice it. You can see right now that I'm using now the right oblique, now the left one, and I'm feeling it. This is a very internal muscle move. You're gonna feeling it a lot. So I'm gonna face away so you can follow me. The speed of the step, it depends on the music. So you can do it very slow and dramatic, and you can do it a little faster. But the slower, the more dramatic and beautiful it is. Also, make sure that you don't move your elbows or your arms when you're doing the step. So I'm going to incorporate the arm modulations, but I'm going to start here in my beautiful dance posture. Pinkies lifted. So how this is happening? How do I put together the hips and the arms? So I want you to imagine that you have a string attached from your hip to your elbow. So when your hip is going down, your elbow is going down. When your hip is going up, your elbow is going up. So this is a very easy way to put together these two moves. And breathe. Let's do it bigger and deeper. Okay, so something else very important to mention is that when we want to do what we want to do with Taxim is deep, not big. The deeper, the better. So if you try to do it far, you're going to lose your center. So you're going to start doing this. That's why you see out there many dancers lifting their heels because they need to do this. So over here there is not isolation. We're not using the muscles, we're using the heels to do the movement. So we want to do it very strong, very internal, very dramatic, so we don't lift the heels. So here I wanted to do it deep. The deeper the better, not out. Okay, so I'm gonna do it facing away so you can follow me. We're going to start in our performance. Angle, beautiful posture. Remember to open your elbows. From here I'm going to start right, left. My arms are shaking, so if your arms shake, it's that you're doing it right. Remember, heels on the floor. This is a very grounded step. From here, we can come back down while doing Taxim. And also we can turn it around. So I'm gonna turn to the left and I'm gonna start the turn with my right foot. So basically what I did was the letter T. So I'm gonna turn to the left. My right foot is going to step to the front and then turn. Right, turn. Right, and the left one turns. Why am I doing this? Because I don't want to do this. We don't want to do that. Instead, we want to keep the head level while turning. Very dramatic. And the hips keep doing Taxim. So make sure that your knees are very soft so you don't bounce. So instead of doing this, I'm gonna keep my knees bent. I'm gonna use the term bent because they are not soft. In this particular step, I want really to be all the way down so I can do it more dramatic and deeper. And look at my head level, it doesn't change. And from here, we just close. Nice. So that's Taxim with arm undulations. Please let me know if you have any questions. I know this is a very hard step. That's why it's a level 1 step. So we have plenty of time to practice it. Remember that repetition is the key to master anything in life. So please subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment. If you have any questions, please let me know. Because when I started learning this dance style, I didn't have anyone around to ask when I had questions. So leave me a comment, leave me your questions, and leave us a like. And thank you so much. See you soon.